Alright, so I want to show you how to blur this background, right? I want to cut out this subject and all of her hair. See, they are very complicated hair, right? I want to cut them off as cleanly as possible, and I want to blur the background, right? This is our goal. Okay, so first of all, I will take pen tool. Okay, and I will just roughly select her. Just keep your selection inside first, because later we will select the hair. So this is just the rough selection. Alright, so I will right click and make it selection, and you give radius for 1, so it will blur the selection a bit, right? Okay, and then I will just press layer mask. So now the selection I just made just now is visible, and the area outside of my selection is invisible. You can see it's black. Okay, so now I want to make another copy of our original layer, and now I want to select the hair. So I will go to select, then color range, and then you have to sample the colors of the hair. So first I sample this, then you press shift and sample all the different shades of the hair. Okay, so I think I have a nice selection here. You see, you can increase or decrease depending on how much you want to select. We want to select as less as possible of the background and as much as possible of the hair. So I think this looks good. You just press OK. So now here's your selection, but is you can see it's not perfect, right? Okay, so what we have to do is we have to press layer mask again. So now you see we have two layers. If I invisible this, see, if I close this as well, if you see just this layer have hair but have background as well. Okay, and this layer is our clean selection that we did first one, right? So I just make this invisible, and I will take lasso tool, and I will roughly select the background area that we don't want. Okay, it's just a rough selection. Later we will clean this up. Okay, so I will select all of this, and then I will press shift and F5 together, and then I fill with black. So now all of the part of background is invisible now. Okay, now I will make this visible. So you see we have a pretty good selection of hair. Okay, so, but these few parts we still have to fix. So I will select this, I will take brush and change to white, because we want to make it visible, right? So just make it visible, change float back to 100, and then make these areas visible where you think it needs little repair. Alright, okay, so now this view area, I want to give it a solid color so I can see these type of things better. Okay, just make them invisible in layer mask. Select black color, and then select layer mask, and then just make them invisible. Okay, alright, so I think I have a pretty good selection here. What I want to do now is we will combine these both, and then make it a group, and then we will press we will merge this group. But I don't want to merge this group. I will make a copy of this group. So see both layers inside here, and I made a copy of this group. This will I keep as a backup, but this copy group, I will merge the group. So when I merge the group, it gives me one single layer. So if I turn this off and on, is everything is in one layer, right? So I will press Control and then press on our image that we cut just now, and it gives me a selection of this image. Okay, now I have to inverse the selection because I want to select the area outside of the image. Okay, so I will go here, select and inverse. So I want to inverse the selection, so go into select and inverse. So now my selection is inverse. The area outside of the girl is selected now, right? So I will select this. This one I want to make it invisible. The color we don't need it anymore. I will select the background layer. You go into filter, blur gallery, and free field blur. So the nice thing about field blur is you can select the amount of blur, same like Gaussian blur, but it gives you option of bokeh effect, same effect from expensive DSLR or something like that. Okay, so I will just press OK and then press Control D to unselect the selection. Okay, and there we go. So this is our nice bokeh effect. If I press Control G, see, this is before, this is after. Actually I want to undo this, make a copy, so I can show you before and after for the whole thing. Okay, and then I go here and blur gallery. Wait, let me select first. Okay, and then copy the same blur effect. Okay, so this is the same thing that like I did before, but now I have the backup layer. Okay, so now I will group all of this. This is our original layer that we started with, and this is our group, the changes we made just now. So this is before and this is after. Okay, so this is how you cut off the hair. You see the hair, all the details are still there. Okay, and then you can just press Control Shift Alt and E together to make it everything that you did in one layer. This group we can make it invisible now, and this layer we can go in camera raw filter and we can change the colors to make it more beautiful than this. So what we can do, we can change the temperature, make it more yellowish, and we can make clarity a bit higher, and then we can give it a contrast. Shadow I want to lighter a bit. We can sharpen the photo. Okay, and you see there is a pixelated effect, right? It's not very sharp, the image is not very sharp. So if you want to get rid of this, you want to improve the quality, just go into FX and give it some grain. It will not make it very high res, but it will give it a sharper look. It doesn't look so pixelated anymore. Okay, and then I want to reduce the noise as well. Okay, so you see this is before and this is after. Before, after, before, after. So I think you understand everything of it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.